Welcome back. I'm Mike Renner alongside Sam Monson, and we're going to be discussing the best teams in the NFL today, debating not who's the best, because I think we can both agree that at the moment, the Los Angeles Rams with a plus 66 point differential, 3-0, highest graded pass and run blocking offensive line, are probably the best team in the NFL, at least the most complete team, as long as they're not injured at cornerback. But we're going to be debating the second best team in the NFL. Sam, who do you have at the top of your list there?
I don't want to write off the Philadelphia Eagles. They're the defending Super Bowl champion. They did have that loss to a red-hot Tampa Bay Buccaneers team led by Fitzmagic making things happen, but all the components of this championship caliber team are still there. The defensive front is still terrifying. They have the highest PFF team grade overall when it comes to pass rushing, the second highest win percentage as a unit, the second highest number of total pressures with 73. They are still going to get after the quarterback consistently all season long. Everything else is still there as well. They're getting Carson Wentz back. They still haven't gotten Alshon Jeffrey back, their #1 wide receiver. There's so many weapons on this team, and any area of concern, Patrick Robinson, their slot cornerback, departing in the offseason, he's been replaced by Sidney Jones, who's allowing just 5 yards per reception in the slot. I think this is still a Super Bowl caliber team.
Yeah, I was going to say, this really very much is the exact same team that won the Super Bowl a season ago, except for now they've added Carson Wentz instead of Nick Foles, although what Nick Foles did in the playoffs last year was pretty remarkable in and of itself. And you go back to that Week 1 game against the Falcons where everyone's overreacting. Oh, is the Falcons offense toast? Oh, are they done? No, that was just more the Eagles' defense and the pressure they are able to put up front, and the fact that their back end can still get it done, like you mentioned, Sidney Jones. My worry, though, with them is, one, is Carson Wentz going to return to that high level of play? Tearing your ACL is no guarantee that he's going to make it back. And two, they still have Jalen Mills starting at one of the cornerback positions, and he is the Jekyll and Hyde of cornerbacks in today's NFL.
I will grant you that's a little bit concerning, particularly as Ronald Darby hasn't had the best start to this season as well. So that's both outside starting corners. The area we thought they were strongest are struggling, while the inside, the slot with Sidney Jones is playing well. And I guess the good news for Carson Wentz is that I don't think he needs to be as special as he was a year ago. This roster is good enough to take a quarterback that isn't at his very best still deep to the playoffs.
I know it very much is, and that offensive line is fantastic. But I'm going to go a different route with who I think the #2 team in the NFL is right now. And it's the team that surprised me. I think it surprised a lot of people. And it's the Kansas City Chiefs, just purely because of what they can do offensively. It reminds me of the 2011 Packers, who were one of the best offenses of all time, had an incredibly flawed defense, but still went 15-1 that season because basically they'd get a lead on you, and then you're playing catch-up the whole game. You get forced into these one-dimensional situations. They don't have a great, talented defense, but if you know the team that you're facing is going to pass every single down, you can do fairly well at stopping them.
I think that's a good comp. There's another 15-1 team that they remind me of. It's the '98 Vikings, because of that Mahomes to Tyreek Hill connection, which in any given play, that can be a touchdown in a heartbeat. And that was the feeling you got with that '98 Vikings team, is that it almost doesn't matter what the score is because we're only minutes away from Tyreek Hill scoring a touchdown and blowing this thing wide open. And that's the feeling you get. The defense is terrifying, but that offense is just virtually unstoppable right now.
That's the thing. Is you take away Tyreek Hill. Say you want to double Tyreek Hill. Oh, we have Sammy Watkins on the other side. Oh, you take away Sammy Watkins. Well, we're going to give it to Travis Kelce and Kareem Hunt out of the backfield. And then we have what so far has been our 6th graded offensive line in front of me, pass blocking for Patrick Mahomes, and there's really nothing you can sort of game plan for. You just kind of have to, keep your head above water the whole game.
And I said earlier in the week that Patrick Mahomes is drawing some comparisons to Aaron Rodgers because of the crazy things he can do. But the reason I think he compares to him is because I don't know how you defend him right now. For the first time this week, they kind of forced him to start ad-libbing, scrambling behind the line of scrimmage, doing the stuff he did throughout his college career at Texas Tech, and that may be what he's best at in his entire arsenal. So the thing you typically want a quarterback to be doing is the last thing you want Patrick Mahomes to be doing, at which point, how do you set out to defend that guy?
That is the big question. That's why they're my #2 team. I can't argue with Philly, though. They're great as well. Kansas City averaging 24.3 points in the first half of games alone this season. They're ridiculous. There you have it. Go leave who you think is the second best team in the comments, and make sure to check out all our other PFF YouTube videos.